Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Pisces. So Pisces, I'm doing your reading as always with my own deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So Pisces, your energy is coming through as like you are in suspension mode, but I feel like it's very brief. It's almost like you are able to control time in a way that it's like you slow it down, right? It's like you have this control over time, at least through the activities that you choose to engage in your day. And it seems like your reading is starting with this, suspending all of the activities. But I feel like it's because it's almost like trying to pass the thread to this hole of a needle, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because this card is starting your reading today, Pisces, which, the Hanged Man is usually a card that is associated with Neptune, which is your modern ruler in astrology. But it's talking about, like, it's almost like you are zoning out, right? It's like you're spacing out, you are hyper focused. It's interesting because this one image, this one card is bringing so many different meanings and so many different metaphors, right? So I wonder if you, now watching this, it's like you have your own impressions and what this is bringing to your imagination, right? But what I'm seeing, well, apart from this suspension, right, it's like slowing down time to the point that you like everything around you stops, right? It's like you're able to freeze everything around you, right? But there is something else that I saw here. It's like, this bottom part here felt like a drop of water that was being held, right, by this rope. So because I feel like it's that like millisecond when it's like the drop is about to fall into the ocean, right? And be integrated with the whole body of water, right? But still, in this very quick moment, it is singled out, right? It is standing out. It is this moment of, it's like hyper focus, right? And something that is very, very small that is about to become part of something very large, right? I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's almost like you're able to perceive what makes the ocean, right? It's like you're able to perceive one drop of water, and that is, of course, a metaphor for something bigger, right? It's like you're choosing, I want to say, you're consciously choosing to step away from any sort of activity, any sort of active engagement, right? Because there is this intense need for suspension, right? Because you are hyper focused, right? Perhaps what you are witnessing, right? Or what you were about to perform, right? As the other image that I was seeing, right? It's like, it's like you have one shot to get the thread through the needle, right? And so you know that you have to be extra focused, right? Extra conscious and mindful about this task, right? Because it's almost like once it's passed through, right? Once the drop falls into the ocean, it's going to be very hard to detect the drop or to it's like to make sense of the detail amongst the bigger picture, right? Maybe this is very encrypted right now, but I feel like it has to do with you strengthening yourself, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles coming next, this card was very oddly bringing to me the image, perhaps because of these two side by side. In gymnastics, right? In the Olympics, where there is this competition that usually I feel like it's only for men, right? I don't feel like maybe women also do that mode of competition where there are these what are these called? You know, those suspended grips or ropes, or you know what I mean, right? It's like it has like it requires a lot of strength, right, in the gymnastic or in the athlete, right? And so this Nine of Pentacles was talking about this it's like this very bodily strength, right? It's like your body is working in its full potential, right? With everything that it has to offer you, Pisces, right? And so for you to do this, it's like you know that everything needs to blur out, right? It's like the suspension is coming from, you know, perhaps distractions, especially because the devil coming next, right? So I feel like there is something like, you know, like an athlete that is about to compete, right? In the gymnastics, Olympics, or whatever, right? There's something that you are about to do that only you can do, right? It's something that it's like, you know, it's not like a team work, right? It's more like it's the, you know, it's like a solo performance in a sense, right? That you have to be extremely focused in that one single detail, that hole in the needle that you're going to pass this thread through, right? And it's like, it feels like it's a very quick thing, right? It feels like it's not, it's like a temporary suspension, right? But I feel like this is crucial, I want to say, because of the temptations of the devil, right? I feel like there are potential, you know, maybe inner anxiety, or, you know, maybe the tendency to self-sabotage, or some sort of bad habit or unhealthy thought that could run through your mind, right, while you are performing this very meticulous thing, right? And so when you suspend everything, it's like this devil temptation or threat. It's interesting now, this play of words, right? You have to focus on the thread instead of focusing on the threat, right? That the devil could impose on you, right? When you are being asked to be as stronger than ever, right? It's like this is it's coming through as like physical strength, right? The body physical capacity to endure, right? Something that is extremely it requires all of you, right? And so perhaps there is this threat that is, it's like in the area, in the surroundings, right? It's like they are it's almost like they are there waiting for the best moment that you will slip and they will enter the scene and, you know, corrupt you in a sense, right? I feel like that's the vibe that I'm getting from this devil. But the interesting thing is that I feel like you succeed so greatly, Pisces, with the Six of Wands coming next, right? It's like this is your victory. It's like you conquer this battle. And I want to say, it feels like the devil, it doesn't seem like it's somebody else. It's more like maybe your internal pressure, or maybe you demanding a lot of yourself, or maybe your perfectionism, right? To do this well, right? To excel in this performance, right? In this thing that you are, you know, very concentrated in, right? And so all of your focus, Pisces, pays off greatly, I want to say, because this card is talking about this. It's like you have won this devil threat, right? It's like you didn't what is that word? You didn't give in to the temptation, right? It's like you were strong enough, you were solid enough, right? You were independent, right? It's like becoming independent from the bad habits, right? It's like you have proven to yourself, I want to say, by suspending any type of distraction or potential distraction, right? that the devil could, it's like the devil was nearby, right? So it could quickly step into if you weren't as concentrated as you appear to be, right? And that is because of this, which is so amazing, right? With the Ace of Swords, it's like you're piercing through the devil, right? It's like you're just stomping over him. It's like, or over it, right? It's like this devil is powerless, right? In the face of you, right? And it's like what you are conquering is more than just this, right? Whatever this task is, whatever this move is, whatever this decision is, right? It feels like this is what you are focused on, but really your victory, I want to say, is to win over this, right? To not allow the devil to step in and take over your energy, right? Because you succeed because you are hyper focused, right? This Ace of Swords is talking about like, it's like what is right in front of you, which seems to be like this, right? The rest doesn't exist, right? It just goes away. And it's incredibly powerful because I feel like this, you know, maybe if you are, you know, perhaps, you know, you have tended to fall, you know, because of the threats of this devil, right? Maybe you thought you know, maybe this is the situation that is going to show you for the first time, Pisces, that you do have the strength to win over this devil, right? Perhaps because it feels like something that maybe before you thought it would always win over you, right? But now that you're seeing how capable you are, I feel like it's like this is changing your, it's like the Four of Cups is coming through as like modus operandi. I don't know how to say that in English. It's more like, you know, the status quo or the comfort zone or the inertia, right? It's like you are piercing straight through the inertia, right? It's like nothing else matters, right? It's like you're literally changing this status quo, this default mode, right? Of perhaps maybe, you know, in the past, this devil winning you over, right? And perhaps over and over and over again. And maybe your self-sabotage, it's like it's, you know, you thought this battle, right, against your self-sabotage would never give you a chance to win. But here you are, hyper-focused, right? Not, it's like not caring about anything else around you, right? It's like suspending any type of distraction or influence or, you know, any type of attempt to deceive you, to interrupt you, right? So it's like I want to say you are proving to yourself that you can go beyond your comfort zone, that you do have the strength to fight against your inertia, right? Or to, it's like go that step beyond, right? Because the Four of Cups, it's like this, it's coming through as like the known, the familiar, the cozy, you know, loving space that, you know, it's an intimate environment, right? Whatever you're doing right now, it feels like it shows the power of yourself, the power and your strength, right? It's like this process of becoming independent from the devil's influence, right? Whatever that means. But as I said, you know, if you are performing this, it's almost like a solo battle, right? It's like you are the one holding the sword of truth, the sword that is able to pierce through the threat of the devil, right? And you are the one who's going to be acclaimed by this victory. But I want to say with this card coming next, right? It's like, I want to say that you wouldn't leave your comfort zone if it wasn't for the support of another, right? Because of the 10 of Wands. So it's almost like this victory that perhaps to anybody else that is watching you, right, is crediting it to you, right? Is giving all of the deserving credit to you, right? It's like you were there, you know, like the athlete or the gymnastic athlete, right, that was competing, right? It's like you will receive the glory for your strength, for your independence, for your ability to overcome this, right? But what the others are seeing that they are crediting to you, because yes, you have done a lot, right? And I'm not saying that, I'm not diminishing your like how much you deserve, right? The applause, the recognition, right? But you know, Pisces, that the great battle, right? That was this one, right? Perhaps it was not, you know, to win the competition, right, on the Olympics, right? It's like that's just the external factor. The real competition was to leave your comfort zone, right? To leave the familiar, to win over your own self-sabotaging mind, right? Or this pattern, right, that feels very unhealthy, right? Because you know that your victory, although yes, you have a lot, right? You have done a lot to deserve this, right? But you know that you wouldn't be able to achieve this if it wasn't for another person, right? Which in this case, in this metaphor of the athlete, is the coach, right? It's coming through as the coach, or somebody that was assisting you and training you and practicing with you this hyper focused skill, right? That now you seem to have perfected, right? In a way that is so incredible, how it's like maybe now that you have accomplished this, now that you have won this battle against the devil, right? Because it's almost like it's not confronting it, right? It's like literally blurring it out, right? It's like there is no place for the devil, right? Even if it is in the surroundings. It's like by you suspending any type of influence, any type of distractions, it's like you don't pay attention to the devil anymore, right? So this is like, if this is like this self-negative thought of like, you know, I'm not going to make it, or, you know, maybe I'm not that strong. It's like that's not even there, right? It's like you are hyper focused into like achieving what it is that you set out to do, right? Maybe it is like, you know, it's like this is coming through as like the thread, right? Or the needle, or some sort of like piercing object, right? Very sharp object that you need to pass through this very narrow spot, right? That this rope is holding space for you. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just like, I feel like it has so many different metaphors for it to be expressed, right? But I feel like your recognition, right? Your humility, I want to say, and it's more than just humility. It's like your gratitude towards somebody that saw your highs and lows, right? If you are, you know, on a high moment for you, right? You are victorious. You deserve all of the glory, all of the applause, all of the recognition, right? It's like there is somebody that was always there with you. It's like they were seeing beyond just this moment of glory, right? It's like they saw it all, right? They saw you in your rock bottom. They saw when you were succumbing to the devil, perhaps, right? Because the 10 of Wands is usually a card that brings, it's like this way down energy, right? Which could be often seen like this devilish energy, right? That is influencing. So maybe this coach, this partner, this sibling, whoever was there by your side when you were training, when you were practicing, when you were, you know, strengthening yourself, right? For this moment, for this competition, for this event, right? It's like you know that your credit that others are seeing in you and granting it all to you, it's like you are also granting and sharing your, let's say, your victory, right? Your conquest with this one who, like, they traveled the entire path with you, right? It's like they saw the days, you know, the good days and the bad days, right? They saw it all, which is incredible because I feel like this is just like enriching even more and empowering even more yourself, right? Who you are, who you have become by seeing how you are much more powerful than the devil, right? It's like when you focus and suspend or blur out every type of influence, right? It's like you are also able to achieve things that maybe you didn't think were possible, right? Because perhaps before you were so influenced by the devil, right? By these negative, self-sabotaging thoughts, right? So, you know, if you are resonating with this, Pisces, you know, I feel like the guidance here, if not, I feel like this might be a spontaneous thing, but if you haven't credited the people or the person who was there, you know, seeing you, you know, climb up this path and reach this level of recognition and victory, it's like, you know, acknowledge them and thank them, because I feel like it's like they are proud of you, right? It's like they also recognize this victory. It's almost like they're saying to you, I knew all along that you could do it, Pisces, right? So now that you can see it too, it's like you're stronger than ever. It's like you are free and independent from the devil influence, right? So Pisces, this is a very, very empowering reading. I truly hope that it resonated with you and that it brought you, you know, this uplifting and encouraging message. But I'm going to pull more cards to see what wants to come next. So if you're interested in that, oh, and by the way, also along with the cards, I'm going to pull from the astrological runes. So if you want to join me in the extended reading, I'll be very happy to see you, and you can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.